Good morning, everybody. Glenda Mollet here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am also known as the Craft Room Stamper. My blog is called In My Craft Room, and I also have a Facebook page called In My Craft Room Stamping with Glenda, and I'm just checking to make sure I'm oriented right, because there's nothing worse than having to watch a video on its side. And it looks like everything is good to go. All right, so we are going to make a really pretty card with, oh, my volume's on. Turn it off. And my apologies, I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so if it rings, we'll be in trouble. Anyways, I'm going to make a card using the Floral Frames stamp set and Foliage Frames dies. It also uses some of the Gone Forever Lovely Lipstick foil paper. And I'll show you how to make your clear gems whatever color you want. Okay, so first of all, we have a bit of housekeeping to do. Let's get this in the frame for you. Last week, I said that I was going to give away So Happy Together stamp set, and I am very thankful for people that like, share, and comment on my Facebook Live videos. I love hearing from you. And this last week I did a draw with a random number generator, and Janet L is the winner of So Happy Together. Thanks, Janet. I'm thankful that you joined me last week. And I will pop this stamp set into your club order when it arrives. Okay, that's out of the way. Now, this is the bundle that we're going to use. It's the Floral Frames stamp set and the Foliage Frame dies. And you can buy them in a bundle right now until the end of May and save 10% on ordering them together in a bundle versus ordering the stamp set and the dies separately. So I'm going to be away next week. I won't be able to do my Facebook Live. I will be on the beach in Tofino, which is on the very west coast of Vancouver Island, on our annual spring break camping trip. But for the next 2 weeks, anybody who places an order for the Floral Frames bundle, it's $59.25 if you want the clear mount and $68.25 if you want the wood. So if you order this bundle and use my current host code VGU7FF76, I'm going to send you a package of rhinestones in the mail. Yes, rhinestones. Oh, maybe I'll, instead of doing rhinestones, maybe I'll just do the clear faceted gems. Let's do that instead. So I'm going to send you a package of the clear faceted gems that we're going to be using on this card. If you order the bundle before, you have 2 weeks to do this. So before Wednesday, March the 20th at 6:00 p.m., order the bundle, use my host code. I will send you some clear faceted gems for free. Uh-oh. That's my phone. I can't answer it. Sorry, son, I'll call you back. Okay, so we're going to create this card. But first I'll show you how to color the gems. Now these are faceted, which means they have really sandpapery like bumps on there. And you can use any alcohol marker. I chose to use the Dark Lovely lipstick so that it coordinates with my card, because I'm also using Lovely lipstick. But one caution, by coloring these, you will destroy the tip of your marker because they're so rough. But I don't mind, because I don't like using the brush tip on my marker. I like using the bullet tip, because I get better control over where I'm putting my ink and how much I'm putting it on. So I'm using the brush end to color the clear gems. And you don't have to push, just lightly run, well, it helps if it sticks, lightly run the pen over top of the gem like that. And then I just go around like this to get right down to the bottom. And there you go. That's how you color them. And you can color them any color you want with the Stampin' Blends. We have a lot of them. Or you can leave them clear if you like. I'm just going to put these back because I already have some colored in my kit. Okay, so the recipe for today is, there you go, thick whisper white, some basic black, 5 1/4 by 4. So that's on for the background. Also piece 2 by 5 1/2 for the leaves. Now you could cut the leaves out of your background layer if you don't want to, if you want to be thrifty with your cardstock. We're also going to use some whisper white, 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, that's to do your sentiment, 2 by 4 1/4, that's to do your flowers, and 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and that's this layer here. Piece of lipstick foil, if you happen to have any left, 2 1/2 by 3 1/2, and you're going to punch out a starburst punch and cut a couple of leaves out of that. 40 inches of copper thread. Now can you see the copper thread in there? See how light and delicate that is? One little warning though, if you're going to use that, don't cut it until you're ready to use it, because it knots really easy. The starburst punch, which looks like this, some clear gems, the stitch circle die number 2. So when I'm counting my dies, I count from the inside out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's the center stitch circle die we'll be using. The foliage frame dies, which go with the stamp set. The floral frame stamp set. There's the stamp set and there's the matching dies. There's even one to cut out this beautiful spray of flowers. We're not using that today, but you could. And then All That You Are, just happy birthday here. It just makes my heart happy. I love the font in that. And it's nice that they've done it happy and then birthday underneath, because then you can use circles or ovals or squares. I like it. So there's the recipe, and I'll just hold it here for a couple of seconds so you get a chance to pause the video if you're watching it on the retake. Okay, so you need 40 inches of that copper thread. I don't know whether I said the number or not. All right. Die out of the way. Get our kit out. And I always use Stampin' Up! Envelopes. They feel so nice. You just want to touch them. They're so fun. There's my jewels that I already colored, so I'll just put them there because I know I'm going to lose them at least once during this video, because I always do. Then you have your inside piece. I didn't mention that inside piece, and this is what the inside looks like. Now I didn't go around the edges of this one when I created it, but I'm going to in the video. And that's just 5 1/4 by 4. So that's the inside piece. And when I'm creating, I always put the inside piece inside the card base while I'm stamping all the front stuff, because then I don't get it all confused, because that happens a lot. Okay, card base, and then you're going to put the black down. This piece is to do some punching and stuff. This is the piece that we're going to stamp the big stamp on. So we'll get started with that one first. So we're using Lovely Lipstick and Memento ink today. And this is the die or the stamp that we're going to use. And I kind of stamp it in the center. Let's give it a good ink up here. And when you're inking, do you turn your stamps over to make sure that you get good ink coverage? You can tell by putting it in the light and seeing it as long as it's shiny all the way around, you're good to go. And kind of in the center. Now this definitely has an up and a down to it. They're different, but because it's kind of circular, it doesn't really matter which one you put up. There, isn't that a beautiful, beautiful image? So this one, I did it with this poking up thing. This one is up, but I'm going to do it the other way today, just so you can see the difference. And while I have the ink open, I'll get my Whisper White piece to stamp the flowers. I need one of the double flowers and one of the triple flowers. And these stamps have dies that match. Thank goodness, because I love fussy cutting, but I know not everybody does. Okay, so now I'm going to get my envelope in my inside piece, just while I have the ink open and the stamps are out. And the card is oriented like a hamburger. And I use the triple stamp on the inside. So this time I'm going to do a triple stamp and a triple stamp. And just work one of the double ones in there. See which way looks better. That'll do. So there we are. There's the inside stamped. And now the envelope, I'm just going to use the double one. Can you see? I don't know whether I've been stamping off camera or not, but anyways, there we go. So when I'm doing this, I kind of flip the stamp around just so that it's not all going in the same direction. Okay, so those are done. This is done. Get rid of that ink. Inside piece, envelope, card base. Now we need to stamp our sentiment in Memento ink. And we're going to cut it out with a circle, so you need to make sure that you stamp where you'll be able to use the whole circle die. And when you're inking up with Memento, because it's not a foam pad, it's a fabric pad, is a bit more resistance in it when you are inking up. So I do the, I don't know whether you call it a push and shuffle or the push and twist, just to get more ink off of the ink pad. And you don't have to be straight with this because, of course, we're cutting it with a circle. And that's everything that that's all our stamping done. And have I mentioned before, do you notice to store your Memento upside down like this? It always keeps the ink up on the top of the stamp. Or the ink pad, sorry. Okay, I'm going to get my big shot magnetic platform here. And we're going to cut as much as we can with one swipe. So this one gets cut out with the stitch circle. This one, I'm just going to punch it first because then I know how much room I have to put the leaves in. And I'm just punching it right on the edge, just like that. And that's going to sit right in there. Okay, now let's cut these extra. I'm going to cut the extra pieces off so I can get. So this is the die set that we're using. We're using almost all of them. I love how Stampin' Up! Has given us doubles in this die set. And they're not doubles of one die. They're reverse dies. So one will spray this way and one will spray that way. And I just love the way they did that. It's just so smart. Okay, I have to move this because this piece is long. And that's going to be for all the... Oops, I guess you should keep an eye on the card. It's going to be for all the leaves, the black leaves. Now, if you have a die that does that on your magnetic platform, it's because the platform doesn't have magnets all over it. I'm just going to show you here. Can you see where the divots are on that? So they've got magnets every once in a while. So if you have a die that runs away from your cardstock, it's because it's going towards a closer magnet, and then just move your cardstock to where the die goes. Don't try to fight with it because you'll lose. Okay, so there's 2 of those we need, and we need 2 of these. And then we need to cut out. See how they were staying there? I know. I could have done this 20 times by now, just not trying to use all of the dies at once. But, oh well. I'm past the point of no return now. So now I'm going to take my time and line up these dies so that they look half decent. Okay. Which way does this one go? There we are. Sometimes it's a little hard to line them up, but it doesn't take too long to figure it out. And the longer you take to line your image up before you die cut it, the better your die cut's going to be. Okay, so this one moved a bit. I'm just going to move that down a little bit. Now, put the top plate on. And oops, that one moved. Did you see that go winging away? I saw it. And I don't have my washi tape here. Okay. Well, we'll just move that over to the big shot. And run it through. And with these dies, you only have to run it through once. You don't have to run it through multiple times. Come on. Aw. This doohickey comes out really good, but then it has a tendency to stick to your plate. Okay. Sometimes the stitched frame is a little hard to get out, or the cardstock's hard to get out of the stitch frame because it pushes the stitch marker cutter things into the cardstock, so you just have to give it a little firm twist with your finger or something. So that one's done. And flowers turned out okay. I'm just going to put them back as I unseat them. Is that a word? If I take them out of the dies, just because I don't want to lose anything. This one always needs a bit of persuasion, but from the pokey tool. So when you're taking stuff out of dies that are relatively delicate like this one is, always start on the stem or the delicate side first, because then there's less chance of it ripping as you're trying to pull the big parts and then pull the delicate part out of the die. So if you persuade the delicate part to come out first, then you just grab that part and see it comes out really easily. Whew. Sorry, I think my head's already into Fino. I didn't sleep well last night because I'm so excited. I love Tofino. And we go every spring during spring break. And we're going to be gone for a bit. Okay, so the die cutting is done, and I just noticed that this little piece here didn't pop out. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Or you could leave it if you want. It's not a big deal. Okay, put my pokey tool away and just get this one out. So now we're ready to assemble. It wasn't that hard. So everything is flat except for the sentiment and the punched, the starburst punch. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on my sentiment right now and put it on the starburst, just because it sounds like a good thing to do. Okay, so now to put the thread, this is the copper thread, and see how fine it is? So you don't want to cut it too far in advance unless you do what I did and I rolled it back on the roll again because I already cut it. So I'm going to put dimensionals on here, and usually I'd only use 3, but because we're dealing with the the thread I'm going to use for. Then you take the liners off, and I'm using the big dimensionals too because I want lots of surface area to put the string on, because you wind it around your hand and then you put it on top of the dimensionals, and what that does is it puts it flat on the card. Now I have to figure out which one is which here. It's got to be this one. There we are. So when I got this, I cut a little notch in the end of this plastic spool. So when I roll this back in, then I just stick it in there, put it in that little slit that I made, and it stops it from unraveling. Okay. This is where OCD me has a lot of issues, because this is supposed to be random, but if you're OCD like I am, random does not happen in your world. So I'm trying, and I'm getting out of my comfort zone. So that's why I'm trying this. So now I've wound it around and kind of let it go a bit, and then just push it onto the dimensionals. And the reason I'm not using tape for this, or just adhesive, is because I want this part of it to be popped up, but if you put tape under there and then put your dimensionals on, if for some reason this gets squished, then your tape is going to stick and your dimensionals are going to bubble like this. So that's why I do it that way. So this is ready now. I'm just going to get the card front and make sure that it's going to be all on the card front. It is. I don't like this. It's too big. So I'm just going to do a little adjusting. See how easy it is when you use dimensionals? You can just adjust it wherever you want. Okay, that'll do. I'm just going to put that to the side because we have to attach all the leaves and stuff. And I'm just going to use a bit of double-sided, tape, except it's sticking to me, not the... Come on, let go of my finger. Come on, stick. Thank you. Okay, so this is, remember I was telling you that there's two dies, but they're sprayed different. So one's going to the left and one's going to the right. It doesn't matter which way you use them. It's whatever looks good to you. So let's just put this one right about there. And this adhesive is all going to be covered when we put the circle on there. And we'll put this one right there. Now get the other two black ones, maybe, if I can pick them up. And one goes down there. And one goes on the other side. Like that. Now we just have the two pink ones to put on. Pink ones, sorry. Lovely lipstick foil ones. I don't know what I'm going to do now that this lovely lipstick foil is gone. I love the lovely lipstick and the Grapefruit Grove foil. But it's sold out. But I have a secret stash of it. So, if you're watching this video and you want a piece of each of those, the lovely lipstick and the Grapefruit Grove, I'll email me at gjmollet@shaw.ca and I will mail you 2 4x6 or 4x5 5.25 pieces of the foil. You get one lovely lipstick and one Grapefruit Grove. And then you can use it too. Now I'm just going to get my embossing buddy. because I put tape on that and I don't want my sentiment to stick. Okay, so that's done. It's not sticky anymore. These are sticky. That's just ready to go. The adhesive is already exposed. Whoops. Helps if you put it straight. There we are. Well, this one's going to go here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive at the bottom of that and stick it right about there. And then this one's going to go down here. So I'll do the same thing and just make sure it doesn't show. That's going to go there. Now we're going to put the, where are my scissors? There they are. I'm going to put the colored gems on, and when you're putting these on, pick it up with your paper piercer or the tips of your scissors, because if you touch them, they have a tendency to lose their sticky. And by doing this, the sticky stays intact. You don't want to make them unsticky, because then they'll fall off your card. And one over here. There we are. That's that done. So I'm just going to put adhesive on the back of it now. Just like that. Oops. Okay. Issue there. Now I need my card pieces again. And this is just gets layered right onto the basic black. Layer. Hopefully straight. Sure, that's good enough. And this goes onto your card base. Just like that. And now the only thing we have left is the inside to do. And remember, I said I was going to go around the edges for you, because I didn't on this one, and I want to show you the difference. So again, to do that, you hold it firmly in your non-dominant hand. Hold your pen this way, not this way. Hold it this way. Start in the middle or somewhere away from the edge, because it flows better if you do that. And you just go one way and one the other way, and you're done. Just that easy. And we want to pop that inside. Center it. There we are. So there's the two cards. Half an hour. Not bad. Relatively easy card to make, but it sure packs a wallop. People think you spent so much time doing it. Now you could also use your rhinestones to put rhinestones in the center of the flowers if you want. I can't do that for you today because mine are packed ready to go, because I have a class while we're away. So here's the difference in the insides. This one, the one we did today, I went around the outside, and this one I didn't, so you can see the difference in them. And there's no right and wrong way, it's just whatever way makes your heart happy. So there you go. So don't forget my specials for the week. Apparently I now have 2. So I'm just going to get my catalog back. If you order the Floral Frames bundle from page 135 of the annual catalog. Am I getting it in frames? There we are. If you order this and use my current host code before 6 o'clock on Wednesday, March the 27th, because I'm not doing a Facebook Live next week because we're away, I will send you a package of clear gems, the clear faceted gems. so you can color yours any color you like. And if you email me at gjmollet@shaw.ca before Wednesday, March the 27th at 6:00 p.m., I will send you in the mail a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Lovely lipstick and a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Grapefruit Grove foil. I'm just going to show you because I haven't showed you the Grapefruit Grove one in a while. So this is the Grapefruit Grove one. It's holographic. I was going to say halogenic, but that's not right. Holographic, and it has beautiful rainbows of colors in it. So that's, I will do that as long as I have supply to fill. So it's on a first come, first served basis. Email me, buy the bundle, and I hope you have a wonderful week, 2 weeks. I'll be back on Thursday, March the 28th at 10 a.m. on Facebook Live. And then once the Facebook Live is done, I take the videos and I upload them to my YouTube channel. So if you want to see the YouTube channel and all of the videos I have on there, just search for Glenda Mollet. I have my own channel. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful 2 weeks. Stampin' Smiles. Bye for now.